On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about the fourth S in the 5S methodology, Standardize. So stay tuned. Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, Warehouse Safety Tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been covering the 5S methodology. We've covered sort, set in order, and shine. Today, we're going to be going over Standardize. Standardize is the fourth S of the 5S methodology, and much like the other predecessors, it's simple to do and simple not to do. It can be very simple and it can be very complex. But with standardization, the one thing that you want to make sure that you do is make sure that those first three S's are done and that everyone knows exactly how to do them, and also that you are focused on what we're going to be covering next week, which is sustain and always doing them. But before we do that, I want to go over today's episode, which is Standardize. And although this is not the end-all be-all of steps, just like we always tell you, make sure that if you have guidelines that is set forth at your facility or by OSHA or any other governing regulators, follow those first. But these are going to be 5 steps that will get you in a good place to start off with. The very first thing that we want to talk about is documented procedures, knowing exactly how to go through and set in order, sort, and shine, not in that order. Making sure that everyone knows exactly how it's done. The next thing is going to be training and onboarding. After you have those documented procedures in place, you'll be able to go through and make the training and the onboarding much easier, because people will know exactly what it is that they have to do in their particular job in order to make sure that they're following that standardization. The next thing is going to be visual aids, using tape, floor signs, and anything else that you can to let people know exactly where things are, that they have a place, and that everything is in its place. And then also procedures for how to go through and best do practices. So if you have a constant visual aid and you train on how to use those visual aids, there's really no excuses as to how something is supposed to be done. The next thing is going to be regular audits. This can be as simple as a walkthrough or a full-on audit. So make sure that you go through and you're constantly figuring out ways that you can not only implement the standardization of those first 3 sort, set in order, and shine, but that you're also finding never-ending improvements on those items. And last but not least, and again, this is not an end-all be-all list, but it's having a feedback loop, making sure that you are on your walkthroughs and or audits or just everyday activities, always looking for a way to implement and improve upon all of the 5S methodology. So again, we've gone through sort, set in order, and shine. Today we're talking about standardize, and next week on Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be covering that last official S. You'll know next week why I say official, and that is going to be that last S of sustain. So make sure you tune in for that and all safety tips that we have to offer. Until we talk to you next time, have a great day, stay safe, and here is a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line Floor Tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line Floor Tape, the only durable stripe.